Hi everybody, it's Tasso. In a previous post, I mentioned to you that mentors are everywhere. That every person you meet in your life has something to teach you. Well, that's particularly true for children, for your kids. Today, I want to share with you 6 life lessons that I learned from my kids that helped me tremendously with my personal development. But before we dive into those, I want to mention 2 things as caveats up front. First, of course, we all are on different paths of our lives. We have all different weaknesses or areas to improve. Actually, things that parenting and having kids reveals to us. So you might resonate with some of those things that I'm about to tell you and maybe not resonate with others. That's fine. And undoubtedly, you will have had your own lessons and your own experiences from your situation when you look back to it. And second, of course, these are not lessons you only get through parenting. These life lessons are universal. But in my case, they were revealed through my kids to me. So let's get into this. 6 life lessons. Lesson number 1, focus on the good. Having kids, you will have realized it, is hard. When I say hard, I mean really, really hard. And yet, if you ask people with kids to tell you about their life with kids, they will tell you things that, they're so adorable. It's fantastic. It's great. It's so joyful. No, it's not. 90% of the time, it's hard. So why would they say that? Do they want you to make the same mistake as they did and, suffer for the rest of your life? Or do they want to make sure that you don't opt out from the evolutionary must-do, which is populating the world? No, of course it has nothing to do with that. They say that because they believe it. They say that because they remember the good times. And let's face it, 10% of the time, it's amazing. It's this unconditional love. You experience joy, the pride when you see them grow and develop. You name it, all these feelings that are associated with parenting and having kids. So where's the lesson, you might ask? Well, if we instinctively do it right and focus on the positive things in parenting and kids, why can we not do the same thing for the other areas of our lives? Every job sucks. Every project sucks. Every relationship sucks. But there are always these 10% that make the effort worthwhile. We should not be looking at having everything hunky-dory. Instead, we should take these wonderful moments and cherish them and not lose them amidst all the negativity. We should take these recharging moments and fuel us for the struggle that is ahead. Lesson number 2. Irreversibility creates commitment. I read this for the first time in Gretchen Rubin's book, The Happiness Project. By the way, it's a great book. If you have not read it yet, I really recommend it. It's a book full of insights. Go get it, read it. It's worthwhile. So there she mentions something that seriously struck me because it's true. If you look at this, everything in our lives is reversible. If you buy a house, it's reversible. You can resell it. If you get a job, it's reversible. Even our marriages are reversible. But it's not the same thing with kids. Once you have kids, they're there for life. You cannot undo kids. And this creates an amazing commitment. And this commitment is the source of your strength. This commitment is the basis for all achievement and accomplishment. This commitment makes you say, I'm going to do this no matter what. And the question here that I ask myself and the question to you is, could we generate the same kind of commitment for our jobs, our relationships, if we turned them mentally irreversible? What if we told ourselves that quitting is simply not an option? Lesson number 3. Revisit your insecurities. We all have insecurities. I'm no good at this. I can't do that. What will other people say about me? But look at this. Have you had these same feelings when, about parenting? When you plan to have a family? No, you didn't. See, for most of the things in our lives, we need some sort of license or exam. So you need a driver's license to drive a car. You need an exam to graduate and to find a job. But there's no such thing for parenting. Kids don't come with a manual. You see, if you take this spiritually, God or the universe or whatever you might believe in gave you responsibility over a human being. It gave you responsibility over a life. And you just took it. When you planned for family, you said, I want to have a family. And there was no doubt about, but maybe I'm not being able to handle it. Sure, once you're in it, you will have a lot of feelings of insecurity and doubt, and am I doing the right things or am I not doing the right things? But this is just whilst you're in the game. You never ask yourself, or you never hold back by these doubts up front. And this is particularly impressive when you think about the struggles you go through. It's not only about the practical things that you have to rearrange your life to fit in the schedules of the kids. It's also about the emotional roller coaster that you have, that you feel helpless so often, that you tell the kids do this or don't do this, and they're saying no, and there's nothing you can do. You can bribe them, you can punish them, but there's nothing you can do, and you feel helpless. And yet, no such thing as doubt when you say, I want a family. So why can we not have the same kind of attitude for other areas of our lives? I want to have that job. I want to have that lifestyle, and then go and do it. See, somebody or something up there believes that you can handle another life. So I think it's time for you to believe that you can handle some minor things in your own life. Lesson number 4. Lesson number 4 is about you are a role model. And my dear friends, this lesson was for me the main reason why I started this initiative and my blog about Role Model You. You will have read it or you will have seen this quote everywhere. They say that kids don't do as you tell them to, but kids do it as they see you do. And for me, the aha moment in this regard was when I once put my kid to bed and he was making a mess, and so I screamed at him to make him silent. But instead, he yelled back at me. And then it dawned upon me, because I realized that, of course, he will scream back at me. This is what I showed him wrongly is the way to handle the situation we were in. And so, you see, this is not only the case with kids. You're a role model always, everywhere, at any time, because we as humans are wired to look up to others for guidance and benchmark. We are comparing ourselves and we are looking for other people's behaviors to validate our own behavior and our beliefs. So you are a role model, whether you want it or not, whether you are aware of it or not. You better be a good one. Lesson number 5. Lesson number 5 is let go of control. Do you like order? Do you like your white couches to stay white? Do you have slight OCD tendencies? Well then, good luck with kids. Because kids teach you to live in a mess. But there's more to it. When I talk about control, there is more to it. So every time you get angry or upset in a situation with the kids, if you analyze it, most of the times you will realize that it is because the situation did not turn out the way you planned it to. So for instance, if you wanted to go quickly out to the supermarket and take the kids with you, and it took you 2 hours to dress them up and get out of the house, rather than the 10 minutes that it would take a usual adult to get out, then you get upset and angry, but it's not their fault. It's your fault, because it was your false expectations. And expectations are always the source of frustration. And this is something that we need to keep in mind also outside of parenting, that most of our frustrations are related to the fact that we want to control something, we want to anticipate something, and this is not always the way things work. Lesson number 6. Lesson number 6 is about giving without expecting anything in return. Now this is related to the expectation bit, but this is somewhat particular. I'm going to explain to you why. I always fall into the same trap, because it would be so nice if for once this would actually turn out to be true. What do I mean? When you do something nice for your kids, you buy them chocolate or a present they always wanted, or you drive 60 kilometers somewhere to get them into an indoor playground and they have an amazing day, you would expect, maybe for 2-3 days they will remember what great thing daddy did and just, give you some peace. But reality is, as soon as you go back home, the peace is over. And so this is something related again to the expectations, that when you give, you should not expect anything in return. And it's not material. You see, in this case, the only thing you expect back is that, they would recognize the effort you make. They would recognize and reward you for that effort and the good thing you did for them. But it seems life's not like this. And so I think this is the lesson again. If you expect something for giving an emotion or anything, you're going to end up being frustrated. So these were the 6 lessons that I wanted to share with you. The 6 lessons so far. My kids are still young, and as you know, they say, small kids, small problems, big kids, big problems. So bring it on, life. I guess there is many, many more to learn. And I hope with this blog post, I could show you that all struggle is meant for you to build your character and to distill and extract the lessons that are relevant for you to grow. This is what I realized, and this is not only for parenting like this is generally in life. Because every struggle, every problem is actually has the same purpose, to teach you something. So I hope this helped you. I hope this inspired you to look maybe back at your situation and see what goes on in your life and maybe what the lessons are for you to extract. So once you do this, please let me know, what are the things that you have seen with your kids? What are the lessons that you took on, and how are you implementing this in the rest of your life? Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed these, please subscribe for more. Until the next blog post, all the best.